Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 1973 Super Beetle, and yes, if you read the description, it is a revival. It's only been off the road for 5 years, and well, it's not the greatest. I'm gonna say that. The engine's fully locked up, and well, we got no brakes. Other than that, those two minor things, this thing is in great condition. I haven't really done anything to this car other than get it on the lift and borescope inside the cylinders, just due to the fact that I want to see how bad they looked, and well, borescope inside the engine too, because I want to see how bad they looked and whether I can feel comfortable doing a top end rebuild, cylinders and pistons, or if I was going to be getting a long block for this thing. I'm going to do a top end rebuild, and like I always say, if the engine fails because of something I did or something that was preventable, well, I'll eat the cost and I'll get you a long block. So with that said, and the brakes I have no idea about. It's 4-wheel disc. It's a disc brake system. We'll just do it now in the intro. I'm going to dump some fluid in there, pump the pedal, and maybe we get a brake pedal. The problem is fluid goes somewhere. Yeah, we're bone dry in there. Not that you can see my finger. Where's my funnel? There it is. Usually discs come around a bit, but the problem, like I said, is fluid. Well, it's fluid. It goes somewhere. And the problem is, I keep saying that a lot, but it's true. The car sat for 5 years. So it being able to tell, I don't know if, I can tell you the line didn't blow out yesterday because nothing's wet, but also in the same breath, I don't know when the lines say let loose, because there's no witness marks. Did I lose a soft line? Did I lose a caliper? Did the master just go? I mean, it's holding fluid, I guess. Did the master, there's many things. But like I said, discs usually might come around with some pedal pushing. Or at the very least, we're gonna find a leak, I hope. I got absolutely nothing. All right, we're gonna start with a dead master. Because I don't even hear like squirting. All right. We'll start with a dead master and work our way. But in this episode, we're gonna pull the engine, probably start to pull it apart, because two things. I know it's a 1776, but the caveat to that is I want to verify it's a 1776. Actually, it's something, I got to double check what he said it was, but it's not, but it is. Kind of like my 1905. It's a 1904, but it's not, but it is. So basically, I just want to verify piston size and stroke and so on and so forth, that I'm not going to get like a, the wrong pistons and cylinders, I guess is what I'm getting at. So we gotta get this engine out, plus I wanna get the heads off and see what the hell's going on. So tear down episode, I guess. Join me in the back. First thing I want to do is drain the oil. Second thing I want to do is find a ratchet. What the hell are I doing? There they are. Mainly because two things. I'm probably going to end up rebuilding the engine. Just doing a top end rebuild on it. Because I think this has a extended sump pan on it. I'm thinking that that's going to be just full of water. Because I checked the dipstick and it has way too much oil in it. And, you know, I asked the owner when he was here, did you have this much oil in it? And he said no. So that oil level had to rise exponentially due to something. I'm leaning towards water. But hey, I could be pleasantly surprised and maybe he forgot and there's just that much oil in this thing. But because it has the extended sump on it, I'm hoping the water would be all in the sump and then the oil level was pushed up. Saving the engine in case, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know what the hell that was. That was like a big, you know, chupacabra or something like that. But that's just my theory on it. It's full of water, I'm hoping. Ugh, jeez. All right, we'll get a flashlight and I'll bring you in. All right. Oh yeah, already peeking out of threads. It is waterlogged by a lot. I don't know if you can see in there, but yep, that's just water. Like I said, this is an extended sump. I'm hoping, well, it's not bad, you know, it's bad regardless because, you know, obviously water's in the oil, but I'm hoping that the sump caught it all and that's the reason it's so high up. So let me drain this. I'm going to try to get all the water out first. Yeah, because the other thing is, here, I'll just show you everything on the dipstick. That's all oil. Maybe a little bit of water, maybe, but yeah. So it pushed its way up, leading me to hope it's not that terrible. We're going to try to separate the water from the oil. Even though, you know, it's just going to do the same thing in here. If I can control it, I will. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, that's water. Oh, we're not going to separate it because there's oil. This was a empty bucket when I started. Yeah, I wasn't planning on recording the drain, but well, a ton of water came out and I was like, oh, this is excessive. I'm gonna lie, a little bit more than I thought was in here. I still think with the quantity, it limited itself to the pan, I hope. We're gonna find out. I'm happy I didn't pop them open when we had that much oil in there, or water. Move, you're all getting evicted. Oh, they're on there. Pretty Cerakoted valve. Oop. All right, well, we got, good news is oil in the top end. Ooh, and sludge. Sludgy sludge. It's not good. It is not good. This side, still not good, but better. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, she's a... Water made it all the way up into the valve covers, guys. This engine was swamped. All right. Well, developments. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you, but still. This valve train looks like it was off the Titanic. Thing is, I can't rotate this engine. I'm going to take some tension off of the rockers. The other side looks better, but it's still bad, obviously. I'm going to take some tension off these rockers, and oh, that one moves. That one has some play in it. Let's see if I can get some wiggle waggle out of it. I don't want to go too nuts just due to the fact that, well, I got to, well, put the stuff back together. That is a bunch. Is that shims? Maybe. All right, so valve springs are going to need, are going to be a must. For Shores might be free. All right. So that way you got a semi idea of what's going on, which is just terrible. Oh, it's an oil filter. Honestly, I don't even care. We're going to leave that on there. Now we're going to take it off. You know, why does the Revival engine have an oil filter that wants to come off the car? And that's even full of water. Holy crap. I'm not even joking. This thing got swamped so bad at the oil filter. Has water in it. I'd be more concerned. Wow. I'd be more concerned that I dropped an oil filter on the floor, except more water than oil came out of it. What are you gonna do? All right, so the plan has not changed. That much. I still feel we're good enough to do a rebuild on this thing. That I'm not really even too concerned about. We have a really weird size nut right there. But honestly, one of the reasons, we got two of the same size on the other side. No, we don't. I don't know what the hell we have going on. But honestly, one of the reasons I pulled this was because I can only get my bore scoop. If you know Volkswagens, you can only get your bore scoop in so many locations. You know, topside. Mainly it's if you don't have that screen on the that louver thing on your filler tube for oil. You can usually snake down there and see health. Otherwise, you're limited to your fuel pump access. Well, from what I could see when probing in the fuel pump, and obviously, you know, pistons, but from what I could see probing into the fuel pump, it wasn't too terrible. Like it wasn't like it was a big rust box in there. But your other point of access would be going through a pushrod tube. That is exactly what I'm going to be doing, because this will give me see what the bottom end is looking like. Oof. One good thing I have to say is, oh, they are swivels. Shit. They still swivel. Yeah, that's the rocker, guys. Or rocker shaft. I have to change my battery. Ooh, this one. I mean, it's bad. It's not good. But it's not good. Not good. I don't know. All right, let me probe in here. Nice and chunky. Chromoly pushrod tube. This engine has good bits on it. I will say that, or had. I mean, it still does. Where the hell's the end? Yeah, make sure when you order your borescopes to get the longest cable you can find. Damn it. All I want you to do is go down there and tell me how dumb I am. And the lifters look fine. I'm not too concerned. I don't know what my side camera is going to be able to show me. Too far. This thing has a side camera so I can look down. I could like see other things, obviously. Problem is I had a really good one and well, I effed it up. Broke the screen. Yeah, the focus on this one sucks. Or lack thereof. Alright. We're going to need valves. We're going to need springs. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the picture or in the video, but intake 3 is definitely still in. Alright, well, digressing, regressing. Now it's a little more important that we got to get this thing torn apart, because I need to know what heads we have, to know what valves I have to order. Yep. Springs are springs, I don't care. But yeah, we have to tear this thing down. Yeah, it would just go back. We have to tear this thing down so I know what the hell I'm getting into. So, how's the aluminum? And at least the aluminum looks good. Nothing looks like it's really bad. I'll say that, but bad. But, alright, I gotta start tearing this thing out. Oh yeah, chunky. I gotta start tearing this thing apart. These rockers, like I said, these rockers look better. I'm going to start tearing this thing apart and see what we have going on. But we might have, I'm going to actually call the owner on this one. Which, I keep in contact with you guys. I'm going to call the owner on this one and see what he needs to do. Because I already have a rough quote dialed in. Obviously, this is going above the rough quote, knowing I got to do head work. Crap. Well, that's the way the potato makes the chip, I guess. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys. I don't know where I left off or how the audio was for the first whatever amount of this it was, because never paid attention to my levels and they were pretty high. So don't know. Just did a mic change. Seemed to solve that out. At least what I can tell on camera. I don't pay attention. Anywho's and ways. Yes, I made some off-camera progress. I mean, I just did an engine change in that car. So process is the same. Stripping it down, basically disconnect everything, so on and so forth. Pull your dual carbs, if you have them, so you can access the top. Same thing, you got the 4 bolts on the bottom. Pull them out and we'll slide this engine out. Also, these carburetors, I think I showed, they're locked up, but they look like they've been on the Titanic. If the Titanic had carburetors. No, it was steam powered. Definitely does not. Anywho, the funny thing is, these cylinders, number 1 and number 2 still have water in them, and number 3 and 4 are just rot boxes. You won't be able to see in there, but they're will look more when I get the engine out. But it's pretty good. Yes, we're going with that. Anywho, I'm just gonna keep yanking this thing out. I figured I'd give it a little bit of an update on what I've been doing, other than just tearing this car completely apart. But yeah, just gonna keep pulling this thing out. We have heat, we have heat. Gotta disconnect the heat, take out the 4 bolts for the engine, pull the engine out. And pull the engine out. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, everything like it's always been for the most part. Let me put that drain plug back in so I don't lose the damn thing. But yeah, I think this extended sump definitely saved the case, especially having water so much in it that it started to fill the filter. Yeah, like I said, I'm just slowly gonna make my way, you know, and start tearing this thing down or get this engine out. You'll join me when the engine's out of the car, I guess is what I'm getting at. Because we still got to open it up. I think I mentioned this in the opening, that it was 1776. The owner thinks, I might have just heard that 17 and associated with, you know, freedom. He thinks it's 1760. So, what the hell would that be? 88 millimeter pistons with a bigger stroke? Stroker engine, bigger pistons? Or, yeah. Yeah, stroker engine, smaller pistons than what a 1776 would run. Because these should be 88s, like the Germans like, flat gun. And a 1776 is like a 19.5. Pretty sure. Anywho, let me continue ripping this thing out. I got 4 bolts, a couple lines, and then we'll yank it. I don't know if there's gas in here. So let's see how well this engine is going to, I don't know, cooperate coming out. Pretty sure I got everything disconnected. Including the backup lights. I don't think I ever show me disconnecting the backup lights, but I do. I know some people just cut them. And splice them in later. I don't. Oh, come out! There we go. It's jiggling and wiggling. It's just a little, you know, not wanting to cooperate. the engine seal is very, very tight. Trying to find the float mode. Float so that this thing can come out. I mean, I'm close, but I'm fighting that engine seal. A little persuasion. Come on. Now, nope, we're on the valve cover. Why are we on the valve cover? Pull the valve cover. Just good thing I don't have the rocker on that side anymore. Rockers. And I got oodles of room on this side. Whatever, we'll pull both. Still got the rockers on that side. There we go. I was fighting the rockers. Are we out? I can't tell. Yes. There was clutch input, or yeah, the input shaft transmission. I probably have to scoot you back some. That'll have to come off. The snoot is too long. We'll put that right back on. You gotta be careful with the generators or the alternators, whatever you have on there, so you don't rip that forward seal. Usually pretty careful up until that, here we go, until I know that that nose is cleared. And then you just rip it out. One engine. There's the reverse lights. Blink. All right, she's out. Yeah, we can put that seal back on. You just want to hang on there. Can't avoid it all the time, but it's in good condition. We're not going to replace it. But let me get this thing out of the way. Pull out, and we'll do some assessments. This thing definitely has some good bits to it on it. I will say that. That sounded like the Titanic's air brakes. Oh, I'm here and I remember. I'll put the seal back on. They're easy to just go in, tuck in. We'll come back and fix that. I don't care. That C channel that it's in is kind of mangled. All right, you come down. All right, show you some things while this engine's out. Now that the engine's out. Little bad. The rust is from guaranteed the carburetor. The I haven't looked into carbs, so it's either going to be the butterfly or most likely the air filter holder. And this side, I don't know if you could tell, but there's still water in it. Yeah, I wasn't really, oh, and there's, I can pull it up on the thing, but this cylinder has still water in there. And then this cylinder, I think, no, that one doesn't. Yeah, they're not good. The plugs that came out of those two, well, the first two are on the ground, but yeah. Needless to say, we will not be rerunning them. And again, stuck valve, we'll be replacing valves. This engine's good and bad all at the same time. What I'm not looking forward to is, one second. What I'm not looking forward to is, well, a lot of this, but the amount of pretty much jackhammering I'm probably going to have to do to get these cylinders off, because if they're stuck, they're not going to cooperate. Magnet. Doesn't really matter. I don't care if I drop anything, well, down an intake or something like that. Due to the fact, well, it doesn't really matter. Oh, also, surprisingly enough, the clutch felt like it was working. Doesn't mean it was like engaging or disengaging, but it at least went up and down, so like the pedals and whatnot wasn't locked. Because if you watch this channel, you know that I've had more than a few revivals come through, and for some reason the pedals like to be locked on them. Put it in the pile. Wink. That's off, that's off, that's off. Those are off. What are you, hermetically, hermetically, that word, fused? Yeah, you can see the amount of stuff that's on here. Really not conducive to the whole storage situation. It's like it was parked under a tree. Well, might as well pull off the exhaust. While I'm here, wilts. Basically, it's removed. I just had something fly in my eye. Great, because I had a rock hit the other eye. I'm going to be double blind. This is awesome. I got to keep stripping this thing down to where we just basically have the heads. Yeah, I gotta get the exhaust off. Try not to pull the fan shroud. I can. It's not really a big deal, but if I don't have to, I'm not going to. So I'm gonna keep stripping these down. I'm gonna take off the pipes. Want lube. Is coming apart as I say this now. Quite not terribly. So at least I have that going for me with this. Can I sneak? Sneak! Sneaky little sneak. Not really. Alright. Yeah, these are going to take forever. Because they're rusty and they're like a, well, they're not a nylock, but a exhaust nut. Capture nut. I don't know. They're not designed to back off is what I'm getting at. So, lock nut. Lock nut? Jam nut. Anyway, yeah, it's going to take a while because I will not be able to finger spin them. So let me get these off and then I'll be right back. All right, let's grip it and rip it. I got pretty much everything off. You don't know what I'm looking at. I think my receiver's really going to crap. Keeps flickering. I did spray a little bit of juice inside the cylinders. Not that it's going to help, but can't really hurt that much. Anyhow, grip and rip. Let's get these things off. Maybe. Huh. Yeah, I'd say there's some, I didn't put that much lube in there. That's also rust water. Little lube. Not much. Trust me, I wasn't trying to unlock the engine. Oh, washers. These are very important not to lose. All right, when I threw my bore scope in this thing, I already looked, because I got dual cameras, or a dual camera. The valves are terrible, number one. I'm curious how the seats are, because, well, also, they look terrible. The whole backside of this head looks bad. Ooh. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought. Has a copper head ring on it, or a copper head spacer. I'm going to end up ordering new. Let me just throw this on the floor over there. I'll order new of those. Try to keep the compression ratio the same. But this is why I tend not to do, if they're locked, I'll pull the engine apart. I don't try to unseize them because, yeah, it ain't going anywhere. Put it that way. You're going to end up breaking a piston head. If a V-dub engine, in my experience, is locked up, let her be. Because you're going to do a lot more damage. Because most likely it's not just stuck rings. Granted, it's stuck rings, but you can't compress this. Only 2 studs pulled this side. Come back. I need you. You're important. I would say a vital. Whoa. Easy. Easy. Don't be dumb. Yeah, it's all looks lovely. Yeah, this is what I was, hey, there's still water in that intake. Same thing, this side looks, well, terrible, but good. The good thing is the cylinder bores and so forth, well, around the cylinders, they look fine. I'm not too concerned yet. The freaking out has yet to start. Scrape this crap out. I will say, when this engine ran, it looked like it was running pretty damn healthy. But yeah, she's lock solid. All right, what do we got? SP, you're not helping me. What the hell is a SP005? I mean, SP to me means something probably different than this. All right, drill. I'm looking for the cylinder displacement. Usually, all pistons are at least stamped with it, along with like an arrow. Usually, to my luck, these won't be. 86,950. 86,950. I was hoping I'd clearly be able to see if, like, say, one piston was locked or not. That obviously is not going to be the case. And again, the problem with boxer engines is if you soak them, well, there's no hope on getting it everywhere. So let me do a little research and I'll be back. I'm, obviously hoping that this thing will just undo, but it's not going to. We know this. A little air hammering, just tapping the cylinders, giving it a little tippity tappity. Well, it's free. Also, all of the pistons are moving. So that's huge, because that means I can get these damn things off. She ain't that bad, boys and girls. You are a little stuck. You're off. I did notice this one has a barrel shim. This one have a barrel shim? Yes. All right. 4 pistons. Whew. Or, ooh, Nylox. Wrist pins, rings, holders. Not the clippies. I need that thing. Little fine persuasion to get this thing the rest of the way off. That wasn't fine enough. I'm in a weird angle. There we go. Yeah. All right. So I got copper shims under the head, I also got these bad boys, which go around the barrel. Bottom end was not locked. Also, everything that I see in here, crank, rods, let me get this out of the way because I don't want to put more crap in there. Crank rods, so on and so forth. Nothing in the engine is rusted. The cam looks good, because if you didn't know, you can see the cam in these things. Yeah, we don't have hardly any rust in there, which is freaking amazing. With that said, now that we're exposed and I know what the heck I think I'm ordering, I have no idea. I gotta look. Just want to shoot some lube in here. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's only gonna help it. Now, I want you to go the other way. Nice and whatevered. Plenty of lube. All right, let me do a little research, get parts on order, because as of right now, this is, because obviously no parts, as far as we can make it currently. It's pretty solid. Like I said, no, I don't have a lot of end float in the block, like zero, and it rotates very nicely. Yeah, it just needed a little shocking. Could I pull the heads off, bop the cylinders? Hell, could I rerun these? Maybe. Am I going to? No. We'd have to re-ring them, so on and so forth. And, well, we're going through the issue or trouble. We'll do it right, for obvious reasons. Oh, I also did have a comment. I don't know if I said this, that someone told me in the comments, and I think it was on the Type 3 video, you cannot just replace pistons and cylinders without splitting the case. Now, I don't know about you, and I might have said this before, I can't remember. I don't know about you, but I do. And the reason I do is because you get a full year warranty on this engine. Yes, I'm warranting out a bottom end of a locked up engine. And that's with any engine I do a top end rebuild. Parts and labor. And by that, if your engine blows up due to something I caused, well, you get a brand new engine. I don't rebuild what just went kablooey. Just saying. So, and trust me, there's ways I could tell if I caused it or not. I'm pretty honest as far as that goes. But yeah, let me get some parts on order and we'll see what we got going on. But, you know, sign of relief that the engine's good. Bottom end is good. Like I said, it seems like it was really well taken care of. Even like these terrible cylinders, they still got cross hatching in them. You wouldn't be able to pick up on it, but there's still, ooh, I need that. There's still cross hatching in these things. So it's been taken care of. Not too concerned. I need that ring. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Cylinder shims go on the bottom. Basically, they're lower your compression. Why you would have it on the bottom and also the top, not really sure, but this one had it. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, closing out this video. Hope I had enough footage for at least a decent amount of what's showing on it. I'm talking to you about a month later with this, the engine rebuild. No, it wasn't because I just never got to it. It's because it took me that long to get the rebuild parts in from my vendor. No shame to them, not going to mention them. They've been more than helpful. But, yeah, I still don't have them. I had to switch vendors and get them in because apparently they're stuck in customs, or were stuck in customs, still are stuck in customs. Like I showed you the UPS thing. They're somewhere here in Louisville, and, well, I can't get them. And they've been here for over a month now, or, you know, whatever, a month at this point now. But digressing, regressing. I have parts. I'm going to close out this part of the video, basically the tear down of it, and immediately roll into starting to rebuild this thing. New pistons. It's going to get the new pistons, new cylinders. What else? New cylinder heads, because I screwed up. And well, I'm eating the cost of some cylinder heads. That is actually on me. Next episode, I'll show you why. But yeah, we're gonna start stripping this thing down a little more. New oil seal, oil cooler seal, get the piston cylinders on, rear main, so on and so forth. We'll just start moving, working it basically from the bottom up. So hopefully episode 1, because I don't know how much footage I have anymore of it, and it was all over the place, I think, was enticing enough for you to tune into episode 2, which I'm gonna basically starting right now. So, with that said, if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.